Okay, so today we're going to do a Valentine's wreath. Our last tutorial we did a Valentine's swag, and it has already sold. But instead of making another swag, I thought we would do a wreath today. So this is just a 24-inch artificial pine wreath base. Use whatever size you have available. And the star of our show is going to be this beautiful red and gold velvet heart. Now, I've had this for a couple years. I honestly do not know where I got it. My guess is maybe Craftex. When I was there a couple of years ago, but I am not 100% sure. So just look for any type of red heart. I know they're all around the stores or will be soon. So just look for something this size. It is a little bit of a larger size. So it is, let me see, about 10 inches. So something about, 8 to 10 inches. It's going to take up a good amount of real estate in here, okay? So I am pulling a few of these pine branches to the center because I'm going to have this sitting right in here. And I think I may just elongate this just a little bit. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to try to determine if I want it at an angle or do I want it straight. I think we may do this one straight. I usually will do them at an angle. Let's maybe do this one straight today. So it does have a little hanger. What I'm going to do is just take and wrap it down in some of these pine branches. We're going to glue it. But this will just give it another little place that it's hanging on from. And that little string will be hidden once we get done with everything. So now I'm just going to take and add a bunch of glue on the back of this. Now, it is not foam. It has some sort of hard material in it. So we cannot use our floral pins this time. Okay. So I am going to be adding, we're not going to be using mesh. I'm just going to be using some pine and some filler flowers in this design and our ribbon. So I'm just going in with some pine. I'm not ready to bring out the spring greenery yet. And Valentine's Day is in February, so you're still going to see pine. So I've just taken one of our mixed pine bushes, and then I just had one stem of this pine that I'm just going to mix in here. So we're just going to get these. I'm just going to glue that one in there. I just kind of twisted that pine tie in there. So I'm just going to go in with some of my greenery. And kind of tuck it up underneath that heart a little bit there in the center. Now, if you want to use mesh as filler, you definitely can. You got to be a little bit more cautious when you're not using mesh and you stick this greenery in here because you don't want it going through the back. So I want to make sure that it's not coming through the back. I guess it would help if I took this tag off. So I'm just going to cautiously tuck this in. I'm going towards the center of that heart. So it's kind of tucked. Kind of tucked under the heart. I'm going to go all the way around with my pine and then we will be back. Okay, so I have gone all the way around the center up under the heart. I'm going to take another one of these mixed pine bushes And now I'm going to go towards the bottom of the wreath, of the ribbon, all the way around. Okay, so I've gone all the way around. I flipped it over to make sure that I don't have any pieces poking through the back of my wreath. So we're all cleaned up there. So we've got our pine added. Now let's add our ribbon. Now I still have a few little bits of greenery that we'll add at the end as filler. But the ribbon we're going to be using today is I'm using my D. Stevens jeweled ribbon. I've had this for a while. And then the red and gold Ferris silk. So this is going to be a really pretty glam Valentine's Day arrangement. So I'm thinking we're going to do a bow right in here, and maybe like a half bow up there. So let me just kind of eyeball this for a second before we break out our handy dandy bow maker. I think I like that. About that length. Okay. So let me get my bow maker out. This is thick ribbon. So I'll make sure on the tail. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. So this tail is about 14 inches. And my loop is about 8 inches. Get my other scissors out. So y'all let me know in the comments, have you started doing Valentine's Day? I know Christmas is next week, so we are in full swing of Valentine's and fixing to start on some spring and everyday. Still doing a little bit of winter designs. I don't do a whole lot of Valentine's Day. They're not real big sellers for me, but I do like to have some in the shop. I just sold one last week, or this week actually. It's the one we did last week. So people are shopping. They're already shopping for their Valentine's. Okay, so I just did one loop of that. And I think I may do 2 loops of the 1 inch. I'm going to go in about an inch shorter. Let me see if I want to do 1 or 2. I think we'll do 2. Use whatever ribbon you have. If you don't want to take this quite as glam, just use a solid red. I just wanted to bring in this gold from that heart. So really it's going to depend on what heart you're using. Okay, let me cut this. This is really thick. Thick. So I'm going to get my zip tie and my pipe cleaner here. I'm going to get a green. I'm going to get one of my long green pipe cleaners. I think they're about 20 inches. Those are new in the shop. I like having the extra length to make sure I get through my wreath good. I don't have to mess with piping it. I'm just going to get this tied here in my wreath. Okay, I'm going to get this bow anchored in with some of our boxwood bundle. So I'm going to go right here in the center. Underneath our loops here. You guys all finished your holiday shopping? Only a few days left. We are done. I didn't have to do a whole lot this year. We're still building our house. So we are living in a little tiny home. So our kids aren't going to be able to. Well, my daughter's stopping by today, so I'm super excited. She's going to spend the night in the shop. We have a little loft upstairs. So her and her husband are going to. Oops, I just sprung a leak on that one. Her and her husband are going to stay the night tonight, and then they're traveling to Dallas to visit his parents. My youngest is coming tomorrow, and we'll be staying the night. So we weren't able to get everybody all together at once because we just don't have any beds for them right now. So they're coming in stages. Of course, my oldest moved back to Hawaii, so he will not be here this year. And my middle son, because of work, he's not able to come. So we're just gonna get two of them to stop by. But anyway, because we weren't all together, I sent them money, except for the youngest who's coming. I didn't know my daughter was coming until last minute, or we would have done gifts with her. But my youngest, I got him a few things since he'll be here to open. Okay, so we've got our bow, we've got it anchored a little bit with some boxwood. We're going to be adding more boxwood to this, but I just wanted to get it right now for our bow. Now, I'm going to see how I want the ribbon on the rest of the wreath. I'm going to see if I want a half loop or if I just want some tails. Play with it for a second. Oh, that was really pretty. I think we're going to do that. I'm going to give us a little bit longer tail. I'm going to raise my loop up a little bit. Make sure that's not too long. Actually, I think it is. Just going to roller coaster this. let's get a piece of our, where did I put it? Here we go. Our red velvet. Now, I did not measure that. I just eyeballed it. Fold that end under. We're going to roller coaster this one down too. Now on this opposite side, I think we're just going to do tails. I'm just going to get a piece of this. I only got a little bit of this left. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this much of this ribbon, but I don't want to overpower the wreath with more tails, so let me see if I want a baby loop. Baby loop. No, we'll just do a tail. Okay, so I think we are done with the ribbon. I'm going to set that aside. I really don't know that I want to add any more tails, just because we have a lot of bling going on here with this jeweled ribbon. Okay, let's take some of our boxwood now and let's anchor these. Go right in here. So it's kind of going through our ribbon. It's covering up where we tied it in. North, south, east, and west. And y'all, I cannot believe, I think I only brought one. No, I didn't. I brought two because, like, I know I am losing my mind if I only brought one of these in. Because you know I like to have a lot of product. Someone said I was a maximalist, and I guess I am. I do like simplistic, but I tend to design definitely more as a maximalist. More and more. And I think maybe some of that is just because I don't know if you guys want to see something so simple. So I think maybe that's why I design. I don't know. I like both. I like both styles. Let's just put it that way. We may do some more simple designs in 2025. Okay, so I got north, south, east, and west around that bow. Let's go around our tails. We're going to hide where we tied that in. Y'all let me know in the comments. Are you an over-the-top designer, or do you tend to enjoy the more simplistic designs? That'll help me too, kind of know what my audience is. Like those of you that are watching, and watching the entire video, because a lot of people will just watch without hearing. So if you are listening, I'd love to know. Okay. So we've got our boxwood around our bows. We're still going to add some in throughout the wreath because we want to make everything, cohesive. Just going to check my back. Got a couple spots where the glue kind of went through, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. You just have to be careful when you're not using mesh because things will go through and you got to clean it up. Okay, so I brought in, we're going to see if we want to use these. I brought in this filler bush. This is the sister version of the 60919. It's almost identical. It's just a different company that makes it. So these little wild filler flowers. Now this is our cranberry. We have red and we have cranberry. The red has a little bit more of a pink hue to it. The cranberry is a darker red. Okay, so I brought in the darker red, the cranberry. So I think we're going to get some of these added. This is optional. If you don't like the filler flowers, you can just keep it with the pine. But I think we're going to get some mixed in here. Just shaking hands with it, spread stuff out. Again, we're going to make sure we're not going through that wreath. I'm just going to get some of these tucked in. So I'll probably do this last one and then I'm going to cut up 2 more, go around our wreath, and then I'll come back so you guys don't have to sit and watch me do the same thing over and over. Okay, I'm making sure though that I'm going in. I don't want these sticking too far outside of our wreath. So a little bit is okay. Bit is okay, but I don't want them like way out here, okay? So I'm going to go around with 2 more of these, maybe 3. I'll let you know after I get done and get these added. And we will be back. Okay, so I have gone with 3 all the way around. Well, 3 in like a piece. So I'm on my 4th one, so we're using 4. And now I'm taking, instead of using a whole section, I'm going to split that section up so I can get a couple pieces sort of tucked in the center here. And I want some sort of coming out of my bow. Once I hang this up, I can play with it and kind of get those greens going exactly where I want them. Okay, I have 1 more piece left. And again, I'm going to take and just pull it up in half. Let's see where we need to add it. Taking a piece right, I'm going to cut this down a little bit, closer to the heart in this area. And I will check it in a minute, make sure it didn't go through the back. Give our little twiggies a little curly cue here. I think we need one right up under the heart over here. Looking beautiful. Not pretty? Okay, let's go now with our boxwood and get it tucked in a few little places around the wreath so we don't just have it around our bow. We want to make sure that this is looking cohesive. We may not use all this, but we'll see. We also have a little couple pieces of our pine. So probably when I get it hung up, if I see any little holes, then we'll get it added. So I'm going to just go sort of to the center and towards the bottom with this boxwood. Just going to kind of alternate and get it added in different areas just to tie it all together. Okay, y'all, I called this boxwood. This is not boxwood. This is eucalyptus. So if you're looking for this, of course, all of the supplies will be listed down in the description of the video. Or you can scan the QR code right here. And that'll take you to the shop. So I am on about, we're going to end up using about 2.5 of this eucalyptus. However, you can space them out a little further and not use as much as I did. Okay, y'all. So here is our finished wreath. Let me stand back so you guys can see it all. Hopefully that's all on camera for you guys. I think it turned out beautifully, so I'm going to hang it up. I've got a little bit of our eucalyptus left, and I have our little pine pieces left. So if I see anything when I get it hung up that I need to tuck in or fill, I sure will do that. If this is your first time watching, welcome to our channel, and we would love to have you subscribe. Hit that little notification bell and you'll be notified every time we have new tutorials. And if you love doing these type of artificial floral designs, whether it be wreaths, swags, centerpieces, arrangements, all the things, and you want a little bit more detailed instruction, we do have our membership group. So we would love to have you over there. Just hit join on the on our channel and it'll take you right to the membership. It is also listed down in the description of the video. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, bye y'all.